Fox 13 meteorologist Valerie Mills with your Sky Tower radar forecast.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. As we look at rainfall totals here over the last 2 days, we did not get a whole lot of rain from Helene. On the high side, up to 3 inches, where we can see some of those brighter colors hugging up along the coast. Up to 2 and 4 inches, that's where we kind of can see some of those orange colors there. So yes, this was not a big rain-making storm for us. You can see those brighter colors though from Perry to Panama City, closer to landfall. We did have rain totals there, 6 to a foot. But as I widen out this map, just look at how far inland we saw those heavy rain totals tracking. Once this storm made landfall right outside Perry, that was a little after 11 o'clock Thursday night. Just look at all of the torrential rains, really catastrophic flooding that it brought, especially to Atlanta metro area, over a foot of rain for those areas. South Carolina up into Tennessee as well, still continuing to see some of that heavy rain that those areas have been dealing with. But despite not getting a lot of rain over the last week, check out our rain totals here for the month of September. Tampa International already picking up over a foot of rain. That puts us at a 7-inch surplus. And for the year, we've gotten about 62 inches of rain, so about a 20-inch surplus from where we typically are. Average rain totals at this point in the year, right around 42 inches. So the rainy season has certainly lived up to its name. And we look ahead to hopefully some drier days, especially up to the panhandle. This kind of yellow color that you see here, that's some drier air that's kind of moving in on the backside of Helene. But notice that cutoff, the purple, the bright red, that's where we have a lot of deep tropical moisture. And so these are the parts of the state that are going to be more favored for some locally heavy rain today and again tomorrow. That dry air just not going to penetrate farther south for us to see some impacts. But it is that point in the year that we will finally start to talk about some fall fronts. So we're starting to see some signs in the extended outlook, looking out over the next week or so, more of those fronts swinging through. So finally, we may start to talk about that here in the near future. But for today, not any of that cooler air. It's going to be quite muggy out there with dew points in the upper 70s. And with that, we've already been continuing to deal with these rain and storms, especially for Manatee, Sarasota counties, and further to the south, right around Port Charlotte. Just a lot of heavy rain has been continuing to move off the Gulf this morning. So we'll generally watch for these showers and storms to move onshore, and those will kind of drift inland through the day today. So while not everyone will see the storms, we will have the potential for some locally heavy downpours when the storms start to set up shop. So through this evening, just stay weather aware out there. Make sure you have the radar app. That way we'll let you know on the Sky Tower app if some storms are moving into your area. But wanted to give you a quick check on the tropics. We got a couple of areas trying to develop. One of those may try and form in the Western Caribbean and move into the Gulf of Mexico over the next couple of days. So this one we'll be keeping a particularly close eye on because that is moving into an environment, very warm, deep waters there in the Western Caribbean and around the Yucatan to allow for some strengthening. But as for the day today, we still have pretty high wave heights just off our coast. And so that onshore flow will keep a high surf, high rip current risk for today, expecting some improvement there tomorrow. And especially out on the water, our seas will wind down, less wind as well, and expecting a moderate chop on the bay today, light chop for tomorrow. But with these partly cloudy conditions around today, many spots will top out in the mid to upper 80s for highs. Lows tonight, mid 70s for many of us, about 78 tonight in Tampa, 50 to 60% storm coverage this weekend, but some drier days ahead next week.